Hey, welcome back to the Positive Side Podcast. Glad you're tuning in. The host, Jeremy Todd. Glad you're hanging in. There's been a couple, probably about a week since I did a podcast. Boy, I got the nastiest cold. I got I don't know. Might be a good old fashioned flu. I was just a wreck. I was tired and sneezing and coughing, all that good stuff. But yeah, today, hey, I'm getting back. I'm probably 85%, but hey, every time I come to the Positive Side Podcast, it makes me feel like I'm 100%, right? Hey, big shout out to Devin Lewis. Went out and bought a pre-order the Positive Side book. Much love. Appreciate it. He's all the way up in Canada. Dude, much love. I'll get it out to you as soon as I get my hands on the first copy. Autograph that bad boy. $10. I mean, come on now. Can't beat that for $10 of motivation. It's worth its weight in gold, right? It's all good. Today's episode, it's just straight motivation. And I thought about this a couple of days ago when I was, sleeping a whole bunch and trying to get a little bit better. But I thought about not giving up. And wherever this message finds you, I want to go over a couple different things with you. And just remember, don't give up. Now, if you're going to the gym, if you haven't seen those weight losses, don't give up. Your body needs you. Your kids need you. Your family needs you. There's so many people getting sick now that are not in the best shape. They need you. Don't give up. If you started that business and it's not going the way you think it should, don't give up. It's going to happen. You got to have the consistency to get through all the tough times. And Lord knows, with all the tough times going on right now, it's not easy. But these are the times you reach back when you had that business a year from now, 2 years ago. Do you remember when I started that business in the pandemic? And now look at it. If you had a relationship that you gave up on, maybe it's not time to give up on it. Maybe go back. Don't give up. Some of the best relationships thrive through the worst of the times. And when you get through that, it only builds a stronger love. So important to make it through that. And hey, even if it doesn't work out, don't go out of it in a bad way. Stay together, stay friends at least, and have that good open communication, because in the world that we live in, we need more friends now than ever. And just because you don't get along doesn't mean you have to hate each other or dislike each other. If you've started writing a book, don't give up. It's so many things that I've wanted to do, and so many times I wanted to quit. I'm reading over the book now. I got it back yesterday from the editor and going over it. And again, all those things creep in my mind about giving up. Should I turn back? But unfortunately now it's a little too late. I'm not turning back, but that goes through my head still. I can't give up, and neither can you. Have you started that business? Have you started that podcast? And that podcast for me is so important. Have you started it? Have you talked about it? Have you told people about it? If there's so many people that have started and never putting it out, much like my friend Jamie Langham, I love her. She's got to get that podcast out. Don't give up. Don't stop now. If you're in a job that you don't like, don't quit the job that you like. Don't give up. Continue to work hard, that you set the example for the other people that are there. And then maybe, hey, look for another job while you've got that job, but don't ruin it with a bad attitude. It's so important. If you're battling alcoholism, don't give up. I've had a close friend of mine passed away in the last few days, died from drinking too much. It's one of the biggest battles you can possibly have in your life if you drink. And again, there's no level. I don't want to justify by drinking this much or that much, but don't give up. Your family needs you more now than ever. And this is your time to shine, your time to step up. My cousin's super sick from drinking. Good Lord, willing the creek don't rise. He may not make it for the next few months from drinking. He tried to quit, but he gave up. If you're addicted to drugs, if you are, there's so many horrible drugs out there. I talked to someone the other day that I think it was their brother's son, or so that'd be their nephew, Jeremy, but I think they OD'd. And it's one of those things when you're addicted to something and you give up. You can't give up. When you think your life means nothing, believe me, there are so many people out there that need you around. And this is that time when it could seem absolutely hopeless, and you may feel helpless. You may have lost a job, may have lost your business. You may not have any money, maybe losing your home, getting kicked out of your apartment, whatever the case is. Don't give up. The power that you have is the future. This will make you stronger, but you cannot give up. If you're depressed, if you're thinking about suicide, and again, I mentioned this the other day on the podcast, I think it's something like, podcasts are up like 600% in California, which again is horrible. Don't quote me on the numbers, but again, don't give up. You've got family out there and friends that need you in their lives. And what I always think about when I struggle with my depression is that imagine what 6 months from now is going to look like. And you may have been saying that for month after month after month, but maybe put it out there a little bit. What does 6 months now from now look like? And when you get through this, a year, 2 years, 3 years from now, imagine how happy your life could be. Maybe meeting that love of your life, maybe having children, maybe starting that job. You have to give yourself a chance and not give up. And the biggest one with me, overcoming this small sickness, it's very, very small. For all the people that are out there sick, fighting from cancer, any kind of disease, fighting from COVID, don't give up. I know it's hard. I get it. I'm sure there's days you want to give up. I know the pain. I have a friend coming on here, Melanie Holster, in the next couple of weeks. She wrote a book. She had cancer. She didn't give up. She wrote a book and she's going to be on the show. But man, when you're on that bed and you're struggling and you got to take that one more medication, or you just want to cash it all in, don't give up. You're on this planet for a reason. This is a struggle for a short term, hopefully, and you will overcome. You start with the right attitude, start with the right mentality, start with your why. Why do I want to get through all this? And then you understand that giving up is not an option. It's not an option. Your time will come when the good Lord, the universe, whoever you believe in, will come and tap you on the shoulder and say, let's go. But your time is not right now. Your time is to get back up off the ground, step up, dust your shoulder off, and fight like you've never fought before. Set an example for all the people that are watching you, and knowing that you can do it. This is your time to shine. Instead of looking at it as a time to struggle, as a time that you may not make it, maybe we flip that switch and say, this is the time to shine. When everybody doubted you, that said you couldn't do it, and maybe you couldn't get over these things, maybe this is your chance to show everybody in the world about your power that is deep within you. That's the message for today. Is flat out, just don't give up. Wherever this message is catching you, wherever you are around the world, I hope this resonates with you. It's more important now than ever. The Positive Side Podcast, close to 200 countries, or maybe just over 200 countries, 160 reviews on iTunes, and I appreciate those more than you know. Just allows other people to find the show. The book will be out soon, and I'm reading over the book. Quick takeaways. There's a lot of stuff in there that's emotional for me as I reread the book and go through it. I'm interested to see the comments that I get after the book comes out, but I'm really, more importantly, if I'm sure people are going to say the book wasn't that good, or, again, I know that's negative self-talk, but I don't care about any of that. I want this book to change someone's life. I want this book to understand that if you've struggled in your life, like these things that we talked about giving up, you can't give up. The future is brighter than you know. Sometimes it's almost like looking up in the sky and it's a cloudy day and you can't even see the sun, but we know the sun is up there. It brightens the day a little bit so you can see where you're going. But eventually the clouds will clear and that sun will come out and it'll be your time to shine. And I just want everybody to understand that, hey, I got your back. If no one's going to support you, I do 100%. And you being here and you listening to this podcast or watching this podcast means the world to me. So much love. The Positive Side Podcast, slowly but surely blowing up. Leave those 5-star reviews. Share this post with someone that you love that may be struggling. And, like I say at every episode, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart, you got greatness within. Like always, this is The Positive Side.